Live. This is a very important video, so I hope you will watch this from beginning to end because this will hopefully save you. And in case you get entrapped by one of these kind of scammers, and they're scum to be perfectly honest, how you can make sure you get your money back. Because this person tried to scam me out of $1,100. I'm going to show you how eBay doesn't seem to care because this person has negative 11 ratings and has scammed a bunch of people. And eBay still allows this person to sell, and I'm sure many others like it. And I'm going to explain the reason why these people continue to get away with it and why they keep doing it and how they basically don't lose anything. So while I'm waiting for people to come in, I just want to remind everybody I'm doing a live auction next Sunday. That is August 3rd at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. I'm doing the sneak peek video tomorrow, sometime mid-afternoon. Now, sneak peek video means anybody that watches the sneak peek video between the day it airs tomorrow, which will be again around mid-afternoon, up until the day of before the auction starts, you can contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, make an offer on any of the comics before the auction ever sees the light of day, and if I agree to the whatever amount you offer, it comes off of the auction. So you can purchase it and not have to worry about missing the auction because maybe you're busy or you forgot or you had plans or you get outbid because somebody was willing to pay more than you were willing to, or you get into a bidding war and pay higher than you would have originally wanted to. So there's another thing that I want to show people. If you look on the bottom of the screen on the thumbnail here, if you become a paid Patreon member at patreon.com/we love comics, a week before the sneak peek video comes out for any auction, any of my paid members get the chance to be able to contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com and ask for the list and be able to purchase them up to a week before even the sneak peek video ever comes out for any auctions. So you'll get your name up on the board, and if we get to 20 paid members, we'll have giveaways. So while I'm waiting for people to come in, shout out to my paid Patreon members: Sith Lord, Michael B, Kevin W, Dan L, Herbert R, Annabelle N, Jason B, Kim N, Blessed, Joey S, which is our most recent and newest Patreon member. Shout out to Kendall Kid Comics. Hopefully you will email me. He's at YouTube, Instagram. Check out at ScottWU077. At Facebook, check out Stephen L. Turk Author. And even though it says Facebook there, it's actually Instagram for our last but not least Patreon member. Check him out on Instagram at Silver Age Surfer _comics. So you could pause this part if you want to see the giveaways. 20 paid members a month. We'll have that raffle. I'll pay for the shipping and ship it anywhere in the world. And $2 gets you in. Every $2, you get an additional entry. Okay, so we got Vitov Vivit Watts. I'm sure I butchered that. So PETA VTC Watts. Correct me if I'm mispronouncing this. I'm sure I am. Constipated in the city. Good to see you. Okay, so here is the scam. This is the book I originally won. Now, this was an auction. Now, when I saw this, there was less than a minute left for this auction ending. So I didn't have enough time to really kind of dig deep into it. But normally, the scams that I've seen tend to be buy it nows. So I didn't even think about that when I was making the bid for this. I ended up ultimately winning it. Now, they kind of made it where it didn't look restored, but I knew it was restored. That's not the issue, okay? So when I won, before I was about to pay, there was just something about it that just didn't feel right to me. So I look at the person's profile, and at the time they had a 0 rating, which to me is always a red flag, but not necessarily, because everybody has to start out somewhere. And this person was from Canada. So that's another red flag. Not saying all Canadian sellers are bad. And I'm going to explain the reason why it matters that it's overseas. Well, actually, it wouldn't be overseas, but in another country. Okay. So when I won this and I saw the 0 rating, and I only saw when I looked at the other things he had for sale, or she, I don't want to assume it's a he, It was nothing but very expensive grails. Now, when you see a seller that has too good to be true deals, now this one, because it was an auction, most people wouldn't think about that because people would be like, it's maybe a lit afternoon or maybe late at night where people aren't awake to bid. Normally, like I said, it's a buy it now where you'll see something like this for $500. So when you see that, you automatically know that's 99 out of 100 times too good to be true, especially with a person with 0 ratings and from another country. So when I saw that this person had a 0 rating, was from Canada, another country, had nothing but Grail books, I was suspicious. So I emailed the person. Now, these people will always email you up until the point you send them the money. Once you send them the money, you never hear from them again, ever, because their goal is to get you to pay for it. And I was saying to this person, I'm going to be honest, I do not feel confident this is a legit comic. Can you please at least send me an image of you holding the book? Because they always just put generic front and back, and that's it. Very minimal pictures, never more than that. So the person just kept making excuse after excuse. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I should be paying for this because I know in my gut this is a scam. I've been on eBay long enough, been buying comics long enough. But the person, what they'll do is they'll say, oh, I'm going to report you and you're going to get a negative rating. I have a 100% rating. So I didn't want to mess with that. And I figured, okay, eBay and PayPal have always taken care of me from scammers. What do I have to lose? So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do the right thing. And I sent them via PayPal, which I highly recommend because if you use credit cards, it's going to be a lot more difficult. And lo and behold, I find out after I did a little bit more digging that this person copied a previous sale from somebody in Tennessee and had these exact photos and the exact serial number. Because you notice right here, it's hard to see, but there's a identification number from CGC, and the sold image that this person stole the pictures from had the exact photos and the exact numbers. So I knew, and I even contacted eBay showing them that, and they saw that, and they acknowledged that it is the same one, but they allowed it to go through and said there was nothing that they can be done. Okay, now what happens next is, well, you know what? Let me show you his feedback or her feedback. This person has one or two good ones, but I think that's probably because he gets somebody, maybe family or friends, or maybe just sell something cheap really quick to get a positive review. But notice the negatives. This person lost $1,500. Amazing Spider-Man number 129. He also bought a second one. 1,500 on 2 comics, so the second one. Amazing Spider-Man 50. So you notice they're key books. Another person, complete scam. This person was buying a very expensive baseball card. Another person, beware, fraudulent seller. Now, none of these were here when I bought it. Remember, mine was 0. Okay, that person was supposedly buying a Wayne Gretzky rookie card. You know that's not going to be cheap. This person, look, same book. Daredevil, oh, that's a 3.5. So, Daredevil number 1. Another Daredevil number 1. Again, fraudulent seller. Go down. Never received the book. Avengers number 1, 3.0. Again, you're talking $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 book. And this person even tried to reply with things. Gave full refund. No, he didn't give a full refund. I guarantee you eBay gave it back. But Marvel Spotlight number 5. Okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this person or individuals, see, this is what the scam is. Now, what they'll do is they'll send something out from, if you read the ratings, you pause it and you could read them. What they do is you buy a comic, for example, and they'll send out like a baseball card, some 50-cent card that means nothing, some generic baseball card. And what they'll do is they'll send it to your town and your city and your state, but send it to a different address. Like if you live at 14 Beachfront Lane, they'll send it to 12 Beachfront Lane. So what happens is if you look at the tracking number, it will show as delivered, but it will not say what address it's sent to. So let's say you live in Austin, Texas on 14 Broadway Place, and they send what you think is going to be Daredevil number 2.5, and they send some 50-cent baseball card to an address that's maybe up the block from you, but the same block. Because what happened is this person sent it to neighbors who actually knew the people and gave it to them to find out it was a scam. But because it shows as delivered and because the tracking number doesn't show the actual full address, it makes it difficult to challenge it, but not impossible. Because you will not receive anything. It will show as delivered. Okay? So I want to show you. There's my resolution. Item not received. The item was delivered to the wrong shipping address. Case closed. Now, look at when I bought this book. I bought this book June 21st. So it took from June 21st to just the other day. So over a month with this person, because at the time I filed the claim, they had a -4 rating, then a -7 rating, then a -8 rating, up to a -12 rating, and one of them got deleted because in the beginning they get away with it. But what happens is when you contact eBay or PayPal, and I went through PayPal on this one, because what I also found out is I first made a report with eBay. And then what happened is I thought, all right, I'm going to be extra safe. So what I decided to do was contact PayPal as well and say, I might as well have two different ways instead of one different way. But what happens is when I opened up the PayPal, it closed the eBay. So I got a little nervous about that when that happened. Okay. But I had to make sure I stressed to them that even though it shows delivered, they did not send it to my address. So what they have to do, and you have to stress this, that they have to, either it's eBay customer service or PayPal, is to have them contact, because here's the thing that these scammers don't realize. The tracking number you can go to the U.S. Postal Service or UPS. And this is why I'm talking about how the Canada part is relevant, because Canada Post, it's a little bit more difficult when you're talking an overseas tracking company to get in contact with. With the post office and UPS and FedEx, it's a lot easier. So that's why a lot of people will do from a different country than the point of origin, because a lot of times you're talking, you get stuck in customs, or it could take longer for the item to arrive. They want to delay it as much as possible. So you're sitting there waiting in hopes that you may think, well, it shows delivered, there's nothing that can be done. I have had this scam happen to me before, where one was a $5,000 scam years ago, and I got my money back. But it is frustrating because your money will be in limbo for at least a month. But if you are persistent with it, and you do the steps that I'm talking about, you will end up okay. Because what will happen is when you stress to whoever you talk to at the resolution center, and trust me, it is so difficult to get in touch with a actual physical human being. I wish I knew how to do it, but you have to keep asking for customer service, and you'll get the runaround from the computer automated system 50 times before eventually somebody will contact you. That's why, of the two, PayPal's a little bit easier to get a customer service agent to talk on the phone than eBay. But you have to stress to them that even though it shows delivered, that they need to verify the tracking number of the actual physical address it was sent to. So they will have to contact either Canada Post, or if it's from another country, or even if it's UPS or FedEx or anything, to get the actual physical address that it was sent to. So they will see that, yes, it shows delivered. Yes, it shows delivered in your state. And yes, it shows delivered on your street. It was not delivered to your address. And this is why the scammers keep getting away with it. See, because even if you win your case, if you've proven everything, because what I also did was every time I saw this person had a negative rating, I copied it. And when I went to the resolution center for PayPal, it said, "Do you have anything you want to add?" Every time I saw a new negative rating, I copied and pasted it and said, "Here's another person that got the same exact scam as me." The more information you give, the easier it's going to be for you. But here's why these scammers can get away with it. And this person probably got away with $20,000 to $30,000 from eBay and PayPal. Because ultimately, when you get refunded, you get your money back. But here's the thing, that person that took that money doesn't give it back. And that's why they normally have the shipment done from another country, because it will take a lot longer for something to arrive. So by the time they show it the tracking, first they'll say tracking created, and that will take 2 or 3 days. Then, anywhere from 3 to 5 days later, they'll send the actual whatever it is they're sending. So it'll show um, item shipped. And it's going to take a week, maybe a week and a half, because they'll send it generic or the cheapest post possible. And by the time you don't get it, they end up taking out that money and closing the account. So when eBay and PayPal reimburse you, they're not taking that money back from the scammer. They're paying for it themselves. This is the incentive of why scumbags, scammers continuously do this and make people, honest people's lives that much more difficult. And this is one of the reasons why I started doing my auctions, because whether you like me or hate me or whatever, from whatever you've heard on the internet, I would love to see what I've done that's so evil. But those that have purchased from me know that they can literally send me month after month cash from another country, and they'll know that their comic is going to arrive. It's going to arrive exactly the way it was sold. It was going to arrive protected and quickly. And it will happen again and again. And that's why people that have ordered from me in the past will repeatedly order from me in the future. eBay, you got to be careful because, like I said, I ultimately got my money back. But I have still, even though I got approved and got my money back, it hasn't entered my account yet because I paid with PayPal credit. So it has not even though it was about 2 or 3 days ago that they said you won your case, you're going to get your refund. Now it could take up to 3 to 5 business days for it to come in and show that it's deducted from your PayPal account or given back to your bank account. So you're talking it's going to take you between a month and a half of your money now in limbo, which meant for the past month, I have been unable to buy anything, and buying and selling comics is my lifeline to get my bills paid. And that's why I do my auctions. Which, by the way, unless I hear from the person, and I'm not going to mention their name, unless I hear from the person tonight, because there was a misunderstanding, these things happen, but the person seemed to be a little bit more upset, which I don't understand because I didn't change anything. But unless the person contacts me by midnight tonight, the Hulk 181 5.0 may be seen on the sneak peek tomorrow and may be available for sale. I'm not going to guarantee it because if this person, and again, I'm not going to say their name, but if this person contacts me before midnight tonight and says, you know what, we're going to end up, I'm going to get the book, I'm going to honor my deal. And I'm not going to get into the full details why it might have changed. I don't understand it myself. I've learned in this life and on this channel that I have to be perfect in every way, because if I say something or do something slightly off of perfection, 99% of the community will attack me and send hateful things and whatever. So I have to walk on eggshells. I don't understand why, because I technically did not do anything wrong. There might have been a misunderstanding of the deposit payment. But normally, when somebody makes an offer and I accept it, normally it takes, you have to make a deposit within 24 hours. Sometimes I'll give 48 hours. I extended the payment until Friday. But again, miscommunication. I'm not going to get more into it. So the Hulk 181 5.0 may be available tomorrow, but there's going to be a lot of key books on my auction. But the sneak peek video is tomorrow. It'll be mid-afternoon, so anybody can make an offer if they want to at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. And remember, if you become a paid Patreon member, you have early access to even the sneak peek video, which means the sneak peek video comes out a week before the auction. And my paid Patreon members can actually request the list of the comics that are going to be for sale a week before the sneak peek video comes out. So you have a chance to make an offer before even people from the sneak peek video. So you can contact me, peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, and you could join at patreon.com/welovecomics. The minimum to enter is $2, but that's the minimum to enter anybody's. You'll get your name up on the board. And if we get to 20 paid members in a given month, I got some giveaways. So that is the scam. It is a horror show. It is something that is annoying, especially when you're trying to do things right. And I've noticed the changes from the old scam. The old scam was they do a book like that and have it buy it now for 500 and knowing somebody would bite. But now they're doing it with auctions where people are bidding. So it looks like, oh, well, maybe just people aren't bidding, or maybe because it's 3 o'clock in the morning, or maybe it's a Monday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Many people are at work, so they're not bidding. More people are in tune to trust that. And these people take advantage of that. And they walk away with thousands of dollars, even though they end up losing all the cases. I'll at least assume. But I would have thought PayPal and eBay would shut sellers down like that after one or two times. Like I said, this person had a negative 11 rating. It's supposed to be negative 12, but one of them got deleted by the seller in the beginning because they probably said, oh, look, eBay, it shows it's delivered. This person's trying to scam me. And they didn't bother to check. And that's why I have to stress they will send it to the wrong address and it will be in the same town in the same street you live on. Or if you have a P.O. box, let's say you have P.O. Box 300, they will put P.O. Box 157. So it will show delivered to your district, your town, your P.O. box, or your street, but it won't be the exact number. So if you just let eBay or PayPal just see the tracking numbers delivered, you could potentially lose the case. You have to get them to investigate and find out the exact physical address it was handed to. Because if you live at P.O. Box 300 and it shows it was delivered to P.O. Box 150, it did not arrive to you. And it shows that the item was never delivered to you, although it says delivered. You have to keep at it. You have to stay persistent. You have to not give up, and you have to know you will get your money back. Because I have had scumbag sellers that tried to scam me over the years dozens of times. Like I said, I had one tried to scam me for $5,000. I have a 100% win rate against these scammers. Too much information is better than not enough information. And don't let them intimidate you. Because, like I said, before you make the payment, if you think there's a scam, like if you think, for example, that somebody just copy and pasted somebody else's photo from another auction, message them. Say, don't call somebody a crook or anything because it could be a new person starting out. We have to be fair. But if you're unsure, let's say, for example, I'm a brand new eBay seller. It's my first time selling. I have a book that I want to sell. And somebody says to me, can you show additional pictures to show you own the book? I would do that, no problem. I wouldn't question it. So if you ask a person, listen, I see you have 2 pictures. Is there a possibility you could show me several more pictures? Maybe of you holding the book, you can, hide behind the book, but show that you have possession of the book. And if they make excuses, 9 times out of 10, it's a scammer. So hopefully this will help, especially newer collectors, but even veteran collectors. Because like I said, there was only about 30 seconds left on this auction, and I didn't have time to check it like I normally would. And I took the chance. And the reason I take the chance is I know that eBay and PayPal will take care of me if a scammer tries to scam me, because I'm just smarter than them. But your money will be in limbo a month and a half before it's either recredited from your PayPal account or recredited into your bank account. So that means if you're spending $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, that money now is in limbo doing you nothing. And that really hurt me. And that's why I'm doing these specials that I'm doing for the auction on next Sunday, because that's how I put food on the table. I have not been able to buy cat food in about 2 weeks now, and I've basically starting to run out of the food that the cats like. So that money could have gone towards paying for cat food. But instead, some scumbag scammer walked away with thousands of dollars of people's money, even though I'm sure we all got our money back. Because, like I said, eBay and PayPal take it out of their own accounts, which they pay for with insurance and everything. Those people that scammed you or could potentially scam you, they close those accounts and then shut down and open another account and start all over again. And eBay needs to be doing a much better job. I mean, I can understand if there's a miscommunication one time with the new seller, but when you have a negative 11 rating and you're still allowed to sell on eBay, that's just really bad and shows eBay cares more about money than, doing the right thing. So be careful out there. If you think this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Please share this one. I don't ask people to share my videos often, but this one I think is important because it will help somebody, you know, from having a really bad and annoying day. So if you want to thumb it up, great. If you want to thumb it down, do what you got to do. If you want to subscribe like one or two people do a month, please do. If you want to unsubscribe like 20 to 30 people do every month, by all means, have a great time. Thank you for visiting. Come back anytime. But get this out there and be very careful. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. And if you know how to fix their game they try and play, like doing the right thing, don't make up stories. If you got a book, don't be dishonest because then you're a criminal and you're a scumbag. I'm saying is if somebody wrongs you and you did everything right, you will be protected, but you have to be smart about it. Make sure you keep the tracking number. Make sure you get them to verify. Don't take no for an answer. If you see negative ratings pop up, even though it might have been zero when you paid, make sure you check. And this is why I tell people make sure you do as much research as you can. It's not always something you can do, but especially if it's a book. If you see Daredevil #1 at 2.5 selling brand new auction at buy it now for $500, you should say to yourself, all right, I got to check before I hit purchase because 99 out of 100 times it's a scam. That one time could be the time, like I've bought a Fantastic Four 52 for $69. It was legit, and it came back a 3.5. But if it's a zero rating from a seller, and it's from another country than your own, and you look and they show either that's the only one and they have only one or two pictures and that's it, barely a description at all, and only is selling nothing but mega key issues, be very careful. Look before you leap. So hopefully this will help people. If you have a horror story of somebody trying to scam you, put it in the live chat or put it in the comment section. And if you have a way that you got out of it and got your money back, share that story too. So people reading the comments can actually see stuff and help. Because this is what a comic book community is all about, helping one another. So if you want to join my Patreon, you can. You don't have to. I could have easily put this on my Patreon account where only paid members get this advice, but I give away my stuff for free. Most people say you get what you pay for. I just think the right thing to do in life is to not charge people for helpful information. So if you appreciate that and you want to join my Patreon just to support me, by all means, please do. Because, like I said, 95% of the contributions go towards helping all the stray cats that I take care of on a daily basis. Because right now, it's going to be 97 degrees today. With the humidity, it's going to be 110 to 115 where I live. I want to make sure they're okay. So thank you for watching. And since we had 3 awesome people in the live chat, Constipated in Sin City, Hutav TC Watts, again, I'm sure I'm butchering that, so forgive me. And Donato, all 3 of you are today's surprise subscriber shout outs. So if you want to leave a link to your YouTube channel or a social network, or maybe you have a link to one of your businesses, as long as it's suitable for all audiences, I have no problem with that. So give our shout outs a shout out. And the live auction is next Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. The sneak peek video comes out tomorrow afternoon live, where you can actually make offers on any of the books a week before. And if you join and become a paid Patreon member today, you can contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com and make an offer on any of the books before even the sneak peek video comes out tomorrow. So thanks, everybody. Have a great day. I look forward to reading your comments. I will respond to each one. And don't forget, it's not you, it is not I, it is we love comics. And don't forget to have your trolls and eBay scammers spayed and neutered. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you tomorrow for the sneak peek.